Cris, what will happen with Durant and Westbrook on the court together this weekend?
Well, number one, Steve Kerr was not talking to Russell. He was talking to KD because he knows better than to go to Russell because Russell doesn't have a problem. Russell wasn't the one who left OKC. He actually, months after, or within months after KD leaving, he re-upped for a couple more years. So in contrary to someone who wants to get out of town, Russell told the people, no, I want to stay here. I want this organization to be built around me and this basketball team to be built around me. Now, Steve Kerr, it's in his best interest because Kevin, he's not a confrontational guy. So it's in his best interest that Kevin's able to get it behind him. I think Russell, he's one of them kind of guys, he's going to always be petty about it. I think that he's the type of competitor that he felt slighted when Kevin Durant decided to tell people that he talked to him, and he didn't actually talk to him. He had actually sent him a text that he would want to sit down and talk to him because if he could do it all over again, he would do it different. You know, so for me, it kind of gives you a little insight into how KD, and maybe KD wants to talk to him, because I know Kerr has no insight of how Russell feels.
So the question is, how will they interact on the court together? My question is, will they be on the court together? Like, are we totally confident?
Yes.
That Durant's not, that when Kerr asked Durant, how do you want to do this? That Durant's response isn't going to be, hey, just keep us out the game. Like, when I'm on, he's off. When he's on, I'm off. Like, why we don't need to share minutes. Like, because you're right. I love Russ. He's my second most enjoyed player to watch in the league. But Russ is petty. Russ, since Durant has left, Instagram cupcakes the day he left. He did an ad with Nike, kind of went under the radar, where he dunks, and the voiceover goes, some people run, some people make runways. Like, that's at KD. Mm-hmm. He talked about threw shade at Durant's quote about, he said, we'll worry about our selfish guys over here. He did the Now I Do What I Want commercial. He wore the photographer outfit. He shoved Durant at midcourt just a couple days ago. Like, are we sure Durant wants those potential problems? And if Durant said, again, this is just pure speculation. I'm admitting that. It's not reporting anything.
Right.
If Kerr were to ask Durant, how do you want me to handle this? And Durant were to say, I just don't want to play with him. Like, we're not dealing with that on national television in front of everybody. What do I do if he whips the ball at my head? Don't you think Kerr would respect that? Like, if Durant says to him, I don't want to play in the same game with Russell.
Right. I think Durant is way above that, though.
Really?
And I think that he has such a basketball gift that we're missing this. Like, he's having an unbelievable season.
He is.
He's taking less shots. He's shooting the highest percentage. Yes, Russ and them, Russ might be petty, but man, this is clearly one of the greatest basketball players that I've ever seen. And we've had other stuff in the AllStar Game, Michael Jordan, Isaiah Thomas, things like that. So it's not the first time, and I know Kerr realizes that. The game is bigger than the players. And even though it's the All-Star Game, people are coming there to see basketball. And I believe that Kevin Durant, the type of person he is, the type of integrity that he has, I believe that he's above that. And I believe that he'll play on the court during All-Star Week with anyone. So I don't think that he's going to tell Steve Kerr, no, I don't want to play with Russ.
I don't think it would be and again, I'm not questioning Durant's integrity. I just think it might, for a guy
I'm talking about sports integrity.
Okay, fair. All right, appreciate that. That's I get the clarification then. For a guy who seems conflict averse, for a guy who didn't want to make the phone call, for a guy who hasn't dealt with this head on, and I get it, some people that passivity is their way, and like, he's not passive on the basketball court, that's for damn sure, he's unbelievable. When that seems to be his MO, it just wouldn't shock me at all if that continues to, nah, I don't need to deal with this with 30 million people watching. Like, we're good. We don't have to. We played 9 years together.
I think a lot has been made of Kevin Durant's non-confrontational nature because that's the way we saw his departure play out. But I think that one thing that's been missed is KD strikes me as a guy who also cares what people think about him, much more so than Russell, right? And so I think if there is going to be some sort of decision to be made as to whether or not they'll be on the court together at the same time, I think what's going to play into that for KD isn't necessarily whether or not he wants to risk a confrontation with Russ on the court. It's how is that going to look if it seems like...
It's a great point. Like, he was worried about the public perception. But in that vein, Durant is wishy-washy. Durant, right after the game against the Thunder on the court, said, I thought they'd be louder, meaning they being the crowd. In the post-game press conference, 14 minutes later at the podium, said, it's the loudest I've ever heard this building. Like, he sometimes can't keep, it's when you are trying to, we saw it with LeBron the first year with the Heat, when he was like, do I want to be the villain? Do I not want to be the villain? When you are trying to really figure out who you are in this phase of your life, it's something I think all of us have gone through at certain points in time. Not to reveal any secrets, but like Cece and I had I would say a very personal moment off the air at one of our homes a few months back, where Cris talked to me about how comfortable he is in his own skin in this point in his life.
And my imperfection.
Exactly right. And I told you the truth. I ain't there yet. Like, you know what I mean? I'm about 20 years younger than you. I still deal with my own stuff. Like, I strive to be there. So I'm not throwing shade at Durant for not being a fully defined person at this point in his life. I think it's hard, especially when you're in the public eye. But given the fact that he can flip-flop 15 minutes to the next, does he know what's best? Like, don't you think it's possible he's like, man, maybe we'll just play and get it all behind us? And then the other part of it, the devil on his shoulder, angel on his shoulder, is like, well, what if we play and, Russ throws it to me, I throw it back to him, he throws it back. Like, I think there's a lot of concern there. I think it's on the board that they don't play together.
Do you think immediately after the fact, though, when he's on the court and he says, I thought it would be louder, that was more of like a gut reaction to, he hyped up this moment probably so big in his head because he cares about the way that he left and texted Russ instead of having a conversation with him, that he knew he was going to be called Cupcake. Like, he probably built it up so far in his head that it didn't match up to what he had built up.
And behind the scenes, Kevin Durant really cares. He's upset at the organization. He's upset that he thought that they might play a video, a tribute. He's donated a bunch of money to charities in the OKC area, and he thought that that would supersede his decision to leave. But what I think is important for Steve Kerr, and if I was the coach, I'm not concerned about Russ. I'm concerned about my franchise player, and I'm the head coach of the AllStar Game. It's going down my way. I got my support staff as far as the coaches there, probably the training staff. I got 3 other Warriors on the team, so Russ can act however he wants to act. I'm going to make sure that my guy, KD, feels comfortable because he's got that kind of game, and I believe that it's worthy to make sure you take care of him. Russ will take care of himself, but you must take care of KD.
All right, can I make one request then for Steve Kerr?
Go ahead.
If you're watching, I know Steve Kerr's a big fan of FS1. If you are going to play Durant and Westbrook at the same time, then just go all in and put Russ in with the 4 Warriors. Like, just go all for it. Like, Steph, Clay, Draymond, Durant. Those 4 are going to play together at one point in time. Right. The 5th guy, what's most interesting is if it's Marc Gasol, bump that, make it Russ. Like, let's just see what the hell happens. Like, let's just see if, like, Russ, the whole time.
He got to pass to one of them.
Or maybe not.